organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, Creations, Colors, and Craftsmen, the Spring Art Expose has sprung.
And freedom from religion or freedom of religion, which sides are students backing?
A couple former Hawkeyes are vying for a chance to compete in the Olympics. Find out who in sports.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Keaton Fuller.
And I'm Bradley Martin.
The University of Iowa is currently facing some religious heat after the Freedom of Religion Foundation has challenged prayer spaces in the Iowa Memorial Union. Daily Iowan TV's Sydney Zatz has the story.
Located on the second floor of the Iowa Memorial Union, in rooms 206 and 208 are full-time prayer spaces. Just last year, the decision was made by the university to add these spaces after a persistent request from the university's Muslim Student Association. However, a national group, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, is fighting against the university's prayer spaces and wants them removed. They have also stated that they would like the removal of all religious symbols as well. They propose that providing spaces for students to pray on campus is religious entanglement and that creates a possibility of free speech violations. Students at the university are not too happy about what the FFRF is proposing.
And there really is no issue here at all that we see. This is just an example of the IMU giving a room to students who need the room and providing a service for the student organizations, like they would any other organization.
The school definitely should protect what the students want. And the reason that they created the prayer spaces, to my knowledge, is because Muslims came forward and asked for them. And so I think that the school should not comply to FFR's requests.
Now the room was designed for the Muslim community, meaning the room faces east, and there is room for a prayer mat to be laid out. Any religion is more than welcome to use the room as needed and for any religious purposes. Reporting from the prayer space on the IMU, Sydney Zatz, Daily Iowan TV.
A Sunday celebration illuminated the southern Indian village of Paravur with flames and filled the air with screams. A large group of people in a Hindu temple enjoying religious festivities were shocked when an unauthorized fireworks show took a deadly turn. According to local officials, over 100 people died and another 380 were injured. The temple puts on an annual competition of fireworks displays, except this year, district officials denied the temple permission to host the portion of the event. They were worried about the safety and the overcrowded spaces.
When it comes to the state of Iowa's Republican delegates, GOP presidential candidate Ted Cruz nearly swept all 4 of the party's Saturday meetings in Iowa, beating out his opponents Donald Trump and John Kasich. Grabbing 11 of the 12 National Party convention delegates, Cruz is sending a strong force from Iowa to the formal Republican nomination in Cleveland later this year. 15 other undeclared delegates will make their way to Ohio, totaling the count to 30. The UI Fine Arts Council held its annual Spring Art Expose this weekend. Artists from all over the country displayed their work for everyone to see. Daily Iowan's Nicholas Moriano went to check it out.
Inside the main lounge of the IMU, the Spring Art Expose took place, showcasing an art exhibition and sale from artists from all over the country. The artists displayed their work in the form of paintings, ceramics, jewelry, and much more. One artist displays his work in the form of fractal art, which is art that is created through mathematical equations on a computer.
Fractal is an equation that describes a never-ending pattern. The pattern gets smaller and smaller and smaller. If you were to look at it at a microscope, it'd still be the same pattern as it is in large form. So that's the character of fractals. Now you can take fractals and you can manipulate them with computer graphics. And that's what I do. I work with software programs that allow me to manipulate the fractal equations, if you will.
piece of Frackle art like this one right here could take up to 6 to 12 hours and can also be a week-long project. Marketing Director Annalise Castro thinks everyone should make an attempt to see the art expose.
So for patrons coming to the event, I want them to just see how much work these artists have put into it because they've been coming to the show for 30 years. I want them to see like the sense of community kind of because everyone gets along with each other and they're really excited to be here and like a great atmosphere. They always say how much they love the venue.
Reporting from the Iowa Memorial Union, Nicholas Moriano, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, Keaton, while the sun really didn't peek out today, it wasn't too bad temperature-wise.
You know, Brad, I'd like to see if we could lose the clouds and keep the warmth. Tell us if we're going to be seeing some higher digits soon.
Well, Keaton, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. As you know, last week we certainly saw some unseasonable patterns with lower highs than expected, but this week it's going to be a different story. Looking at your Monday morning commute, expect a high of 39 degrees. Monday afternoon, things heat up to 49 and back down to 40 degrees for the evening. Taking a look at your weekly extended forecast, Tuesday, we have a high of 52 and low of 33. This should be the last of the 30s for the week. Wednesday and Thursday, things heat up to the mid-60s with lows in the 30s. Your weekend is looking mighty fine, with a high of 70 on Friday and Saturday, a high of 71. However, while we experience clear skies and higher temps, some areas of the United States will be experiencing severe weather. Heavy rain and thunderstorms in the southern Pacific, in the south pose significant concern, particularly over the lower Mississippi Valley.
11 seasons, 457 tackles, 67.5 sacks, and 34 years old. The New Orleans Saints' former defensive end, Will Smith, fell victim to a fatal act of road rage Saturday night. The ex-NFL player was driving with his wife, Raquel, when a driver hit their car from behind.
Smith and the other driver exchanged words, which was ended when the suspect pulled a gun and shot both of him and his wife. The gunman, Cardell Haynes, waited for police to show up and was arrested on a charge of second-degree murder. Smith was pronounced dead at the scene while his wife was taken to a local Louisiana hospital.
Members from the Office of Civil Rights of the U.S. Department of Education will be at Iowa Monday. They will be investigating a large range of programs and facilities under the UI Athletics Department. We will bring you an update later this week.
Well, Keaton, I was walking down the street and I saw people wrapped around the block waiting for the shuttle over to Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah, the Olympic trials for wrestling have brought a crazy amount of people to Iowa City. For more, let's toss it over to Taylor Brooks in the sports studio and find out more. Taylor?
Thanks, Brad and Keaton. You guys are right. Iowa City has been absolutely crazy this weekend. Wrestling fans from across the country yet again diverge on Iowa City and Carver Hawkeye Arena for the road to Rio. Wrestling reporter Zach Mackey has been stationed at the trials and has the story after day one.
Day one of two in the books for the 2016 Wrestling Olympic Trials as 12,000 fans piled into Carver Hawkeye Arena to see the Olympic hopefuls as they try to make their run to the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. We start first with former Hawkeye heavyweight Bobby Telford. The former Hawkeye lost his first match of the day but bounced back after receiving a forfeit. Telford went on to win by tech fall in his next match 11-0, but North Carolina State wrestler Gaworski was too much to handle as Telford lost 5-0 and kicked himself out of the tournament for the 2016 Olympic trials. So then it was on to the number one ranked wrestler in the country, Brent Metcalf. The former Hawkeye went on for his first match and ended up falling by a decision, which amounted to one of the biggest upsets of the trials so far.
In my head is thinking, there's 40 to go, smart, stay smart with your hands and your feet. And my gut saying, go get another takedown, score again, stay on his head.
Then Metcalf was trying to wrestle his way back for third place and a chance to still be on the world team, but the former Hawkeye just didn't have anything left in the tank as he fell to Joe Ness by the score of 9-7. to go ahead and send Metcalf to 0-2 on the day and knock him out of the trials.
The toughest thing probably for me is letting down, our crowd, family, supporters, really the country, because I do believe I'm the best guy.
Overall, it was a good day for the sport of wrestling.
Anytime you host an event that is very meaningful and you can get the youth of your country there, that's going to help perpetuate what you want to see.
Wrestling starts back up Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you stay with Daily Iowan TV and DailyIowan.com for complete coverage. From inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, the 2016 Wrestling Olympic Trials, Zach Mackey for Daily Iowan TV.
Tonight, the finals will feature two familiar faces to Iowa wrestling fans. Former Hawkeye All-Americans Daniel Dennis and Tony Ramos will compete in the 57-kilogram final round tonight. The winner of the best-of-3 bout will earn a roster spot on Team USA at the 2016 Rio Olympics. We will have complete coverage from the finals in Monday's show. Now moving to a different arena in Iowa City, the Iowa baseball team hosted the Fighting Illini over the weekend, beginning with a doubleheader on Saturday. Starting pitcher C.J. Eldredge started off strong with a strikeout at the top of the first and was backed up with some batting power after Nick Rossetti hit a home run in the bottom of the first to put the Hawks on the board early. The Hawks put 3 more runs up with senior Eric Skank-Jobinski starting off the inning with a double to left field and scoring on an RBI single from Daniels. At the top of the 9th, Illinois came back to tie the game at 3 to force extra innings. Senior Jimmy Francos did a safety squeeze in the bottom of the 10th. He led the way for the Hawks' walk-off win. Starting pitcher C.J. Eldredge had a few things to say about the senior.
He's one of our captains. He's one of the biggest role players on our team. He gets us in a good rhythm behind the dish, whether or not we have our stuff that day or not. He's been swinging it really well, grinding out at bats. He goes out there and competes for us. Not scared to throw a ball in the dirt. He's going to block it. He's got your back. So that's big to have a catcher like that.
Game 2 of that doubleheader, Illinois flipped the switch and had 10 Illini players cross home plate. The Orange and Blue hit 3 home runs, one of those home runs being a grand slam. Iowa had the opportunity to come back but left 12 runners on base with absolutely no execution. Head coach Rick Heller was disappointed in Game 2 as Illinois evened the series 1-1. But Sunday afternoon, Iowa kept their feet on the ground and clinched the series with a 4-3 victory. Joel Booker had 4 RBIs, while the win went to Nick Gallagher and the save to Zach Daniels. We will have more from that 9th inning battle on Monday. Well, it was chilly on Saturday, but it was even colder on Friday night when Iowa football made their way to Central Iowa for a little spring football action. This event in Des Moines has happened throughout the years, but the Friday night gig was something fans had never seen before. Despite the bone-chilling temperatures, head coach Kirk Ferentz wanted more fan interaction, and that's exactly what he got.
It's just a chance for us to come to Central Iowa, not only to say thank you to the people in this area, the immediate area, but also Western Iowa. I know there's some people that drove over from Western Iowa tonight. They come to Kinnick very faithfully 7 times a year, and they've done that for a long, long time. And it's a good change of pace for our players, too. And then, we added the opportunity this time to interface with some young fans.
There was a little progress as well for the team between first string and second string. The head coach is just trying to get these guys to have as many reps as they can. As far as the Drew Ott front, Coach Ferentz expects the NCAA to make a decision this week regarding Ott coming back to Iowa for another year. We will keep you updated with further information on that. But that does it for myself on this Sunday night. Keaton and Brad.
And from our newsroom family to yours, a very happy National Siblings Day. This Sunday marks the national celebration, which was founded by Claudia Avart. The New Yorker selected April 10th in honor of her deceased sister's birthday, and the Siblings Day Foundation is currently petitioning for the celebration to become a national holiday. So don't forget to show your siblings some love.
And that's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check out our website, DailyIowan.com, for all the latest news. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Keaton Fuller.
And I'm Bradley Martin. Have a great Sunday evening and a swell beginning to your week.